CP the artist in the house. So I just wanted to talk about, why I've been kind of MIA last couple of months, not doing much content. I just had some personal issues going on. Lost my grandmother recently at Ham. She died at the great ripe old age of 93 on March the 21st. And her life was celebrated last week, April the 4th, in Lakeland, Florida. First of all, I want to thank my friends and family for, supporting us during this time. It was a great outpouring of love and celebration of life. It was my grandmother. She was very important to my life. She was my best friend. She was an intercessor to me in prayer, not just for me, but for everyone. I looked around in the church and during our family gatherings during that time, and just said to myself, I remember everyone everyone there she prayed for. Everyone there she prayed for. And everyone that is in our family that knew her was a benefit of her prayers. My grandmother took care of me while my mom was trying to, find us a life here in America. I was only like 6 months old at the time, and my grandmother and my grandfather took care of me until my mom, got situated, was able to get situated in America. Me and my sister, we spent summers with my grandmother, and I remember we were in that tin house, the house on 81 St. John's Road in St. Catherine. We would have like these devotionals where my grandma would read us biblical stories and teach us how to pray. I remember she taught me a prayer about, it went something like, if I should lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. And I was scared of it. I was like, I don't want nobody taking my soul. She talked a lot about death as a crossing over, as a moving towards a new era, a new place, heaven. She talked a lot about the afterlife and where and why we would go there, and having faith in the Lord was the only way to get there, which I believe in. I believe Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, and the only way to heaven is through Him. With that said, later on in my life, like, I got to really understand those teachings and made my own decision to follow Christ. Now, I was never perfect during this time or after that time, and not perfect to this day. And I'm very transparent about that on this platform. One thing I've seen, like, whether it's with my family, some family members, and one thing I've noticed is that our family still has past traumas and hurts that a lot of us are not dealing with. A lot of us are still trapped in the bowels of unforgiveness and pride in some sources. What I like to say to my family members out there is that we have to be like how our grandmother was. She loved regardless. She loved unconditionally. And if she had a problem with you, she would pray for you. So if you can't, not hold a grudge, then pray for yourself. Take it to God. Take it to God. Maybe ask Him to straighten out the problems that you have with yourself and others. So we're all a work in progress. No one is perfect, and God knows that. He accepts us even though we're not perfect. I gotta thank my mom for holding it down. My sister, my cousins and family members. So much to name. I really can't name them all, because if I start naming, I'm going to leave out somebody and somebody's going to get upset. But thank you all. let's stick together and let's stop making funerals the only time that we meet each other. I think that's very important. My grandmother was my best friend. I gotta thank my sister Shasha for giving me her Bible. Reading her notes, smelling the Bible, her Bible, it feels like she's in the room with me. And I plan to pass that down after I die. And whomever passes it down has to start living by it. The Bible is living. It's not something that we pick up just to make us feel good, and it's a living thing. It'll help us move forward with God and in our purpose with God. That's what she had it for. She knew her purpose. And we're all better people because our grandmother loved the Lord. We're all way better people because she loved the Lord. So, with that said, when I die, the next person that has it needs to know the responsibility of that book. And buy your own. Maybe buy your own book. And scribble it up. Write notes in there. Put your name on it. Put your name in it. And then pass it down after you die. With that said, thank everybody for the condolences messages. I appreciate that. Especially from complete strangers that I hadn't known for a long time, gave me, texts and, calls or whatever, took the time to give me their condolences. That meant a lot to me. It's funny, people I've known most of my life, still haven't gotten a text or phone call with condolences. But it is what it is, people are weird. But yeah, thankful for my grandmother. It was a celebration of life.
Good evening, Mr. Charlton. This is Grandma. I just called to tell you many, many thanks for my gift. And it's good. Thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for everything, Charlie. Oh, I never knew Grandma. I never believed that Charlie was so loving and so nice to me. I never believed that you love me. Thank you so much for your gift, and I appreciate it. I just get it up. So I am good now. Have a blessed evening. Bye.